Mike Ryan has returned like adrenaline soaked from his workout, all shoulders, because he in protest, he sat out our general fraternizing with Paul Pierce. I don't know how often has Mike Ryan boycotted segments before?
I stood here and talked to Michelle Tafoya, but this is the first time I felt compelled to just opt out.
Oh, man.
Tell me you guys spoke power to truth.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did. I think it was a little too chummy, probably.
Oh, you guys were goofing off with that Journeyman?
He's not a journeyman.
Oh, he's not?
Come on.
Go to Basketball Reference.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Who's next, James Posey?
He's a Hall.
I apologize to James Posey. He's actually a multiple-time champion.
Come on, he's a Hall of Famer, Mike. What are you talking about?
Paul Pierce? Yeah.
Yes.
Hall of Fame.
Journeyman. Wow. What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This
That's
is
too
not,
far.
What are you doing?
Hall of Fame.
How
do you do that? How do you do that? All the shit that he talks about, Udonis Haslem and Dwayne Wade and this great city, how he just traffics on him and his legacy being completely overrated. You don't see Sean Marion making the media rounds. He's a one-time champion, too. Paul Pierce's career was an utter disappointment, and the Big Three of Boston was a failure, and yet we give them this gravitas that I don't completely understand. They grift off the success of a much better franchise that perfected the model, and he just talks shit left and right for years and years and years, and we give him a platform? Ridiculous.
A business partnership is what we've given him.
I'm glad he wasn't here for it. I'm glad.
I think it would have been
ridiculous.
What the?
I think it
This
would have
sounds
been better.
ridiculous.
I think it would have been better if Mike had been here, because now it's going to seem like we weren't willing to speak power to truth, that we waited until he was off, and then all of a sudden Mike Ryan comes on. And,
oh, is it? Yeah. I'm cowardly. I'm cowardly.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm talking behind Truth's back?
Yeah. That's
Is that what he does all the time?
He talks shit to people's faces.
No, he doesn't.
What are you talking about?
He doesn't. I see these podcast clips. I see these vodcast. He's not talking to LeBron James. He's not talking to Dwayne Wade. He's not talking to Udonis Haslem. No, he's not. Stop giving him credit. He's not some tough guy.
Nah,
All
get
right.
out of here, man.
Hold on. He's arguing with KG, and KG is giving back a very strong argument, and they're going back and forth and
That's
another overrated
trading
player.
blows.
oh, my
Oh,
God.
come on, man. Get
And
out
you
of
know
here.
what?
Come on,
Mike,
KG.
You know what?
KG's a
Mike,
legend.
another
subpar actor, too.
What?
He was not good in that
Don't
film.
do that.
He was not good in that
Uncut
film.
Jams?
We're starting a partnership, Mike.
I love Matt Barnes. I love Steven Jackson. If Paul Pierce comes along with them, fine. But I have my own personal objections.
man. All those guys
I
are
love
great.
this city, and I won't apologize for it.
No, I'm not going to stand for this, Dan. These are my friends that he's talking about.
Oh, that wasn't evident during the interview.
It was a little too chummy. I think that's fair. I think it was a little
What's
too
wrong
chummy.
with chummy? It's because I know people. Now all of a sudden it's a problem.
No, you made it all about yourself and all about your Ninja Warrior.
You know when the
clip.
next spinoff is goofing off with Chris Gatling.
First of all, Chris Gatlin.
That's a stray. Why is he
all-star.
catching?
That's
Why
an
is he
all-star.
catching a stray?
That's an all-star.
Yeah, he's an all-star, and he's a great journeyman, not unlike Paul Pierce.
Nah, man, come on,
Come
man.
on,
Paul Pierce was a
come
great
on.
journeyman.
Mike.
I'd argue Paul Pierce was one of the best journeymen ever.
Mike.
He's
That's disrespectful.
He
That's a
is.
10-time All-Star.
And he was a journeyman. They're both like they can. Moses Malone was a journeyman too.
One of the-
He's the greatest
Chris
journeyman.
Gatling played for 19 teams.
Look at Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce is one of the greatest Celtics of all time, man. Of all time.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it wasn't
Okay.
like for 5 minutes.
What
He
is
was
that?
there for a while.
That franchise has won 2 titles in my lifetime. Maybe 1. Let me go back. I think it's 1. What does that mean? What is a Celtic? You might as well say, oh, he's one of the greatest Memphis Grizzlies of all time. That franchise has no history.
That whole segment, though, did make me realize something that I was trying to remember that happened yesterday. I mean, you were saying, we were talking about, is pizza the greatest thing? And then Dan said sex. And then he said, oh. Or
I didn't say
Chris
sex.
said sex, and then Dan said,
Yes,
oh. And then Amin said, also people falling down. And then I realized that there's a fourth thing that we didn't talk about that is one of the greatest things, which is watching people get hit in the nuts.
Yeah.
Because after we watched Amin on American Ninja Warrior, we watched this video during the break.
Old Money Charlie. Old Money Charlie. This is comedically perfect. That sound.
that was Roy's voice, I think.
I mean, it's just that sound is somebody running across
Full
things
speed.
that are full speed and landing on his package.
Very narrow thing that he's running across, by the way.
Yes. Thank you, Jessica. What I better said first. The sound you hear is first. No.
Why is he saying? Why is the crowd chanting "Oi, oi, oi"? I don't remember that.
Okay, but you made the interview all about you, and Mike Ryan's not wrong when he says it was the whole thing was overly
That
chummy.
is Chris
hold on.
Gatling.
Hold on. I want to run the
18 for Chris, by the
one
way.
more time. One more time, because I want you guys to notice something. Like,
The way he falls.
yes, he falls like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
I mean, how cartoon characters hit
All
and
right,
it's,
you know
it
what?
pauses.
Thank you. Yes, you're right. Pause right after the sound
Yeah.
on how he just slithers down the wet wall, defeated and broken.
One. Right there.
Keep it going.
And then
Run
he
it.
just slides. Was he okay after that?
I've never seen Old Money Charlie again.
None of us
That was
did.
the last time I saw him.
None of us ever did. You know what's the best part, Mike? And it's the only part that will make you feel better about how I embarrassed us as a company there by partnering with Paul Pierce and betraying
Whoa.
everything you care about.
You embarrassed who?
I'll tell you how, because we were so chummy here with Paul Pierce when Mike Ryan is saying
Career is a failure.
that they underachieved with one championship. And that can be argued.
Truth.
Like that can be
They
argued.
went to the finals twice.
Yeah, they played a game 7. They could have won
They
another
hate
one.
the
Went to
last
conference
few years.
finals a bunch of times.
You call Idris Adebayo Idris, and he's gone to 2 finals.
Yeah, but he disappeared in 2 finals. Paul Pierce played his ass off in 2 finals. Won a finals MVP, if I'm not mistaken. A finals MVP trophy
Famously faked an injury.
that he took
Cowardice.
back to his hometown of LA,
And
where he
had-
gets booed, by the way.
Had a game-winning playoff basket for the Wizards where he missed so badly it actually went in, and said he called game, not bank.
Call game.
That's a legendary thing.
That
Call
was a great
game.
one.
Did you call
that
glass?
was a great
I
one.
called
You can't
game.
use that one against him. That one's in his favor.
He was actually pretty quick on his feet there.
He had a game winner in Toronto as a net, where he was after the game. He says, "That's why they brought me here. That's why I'm here." That dude is cold, man. I'm not going to take no Paul Pierce.
I think there's a part of Paul. Yeah, I think, and
game.
and the part of Paul is all of Paul that actually likes that I don't like him this much. That revels in the fact that the Heat Arena will occasionally still chant Paul Pierce sucks and F Paul Pierce. He leans into it with his asinine comments about that franchise.
No, you're right in that he leans into it. Dan, like I said, when he won Finals MVP, he took the Finals MVP trophy, the Bill Russell trophy, to L.A. and would go out for a week to different restaurants, call for a reservation for 2, and then put the Finals MVP trophy on the table. That's the second one.
Jessica doesn't love that one.
What?
He
Did
was.
Eat by himself?
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Imagine Brian Cardinal doing this.
At least make a
Same number of
reservation for
titles.
3 and bring someone.
No. The whole idea is like, 2, where's your second? Is your whole party here? And he says, yes. And he holds up the
So
trophy.
the bit's for like the host,
It's for everyone. It's everyone in the
Waiter
restaurant.
too.
Because then you
and they're like,
give a little napkin,
No one
to
at the
trophy.
restaurant knows the reservation was for 2.
Well, they see a table for 2.
Maybe
and
there's just an extra chair. It was a reservation for 1.
No,
the bit only works for the person seating them who's looking at their little computer and sees, oh, Paul Pierce, Resi 2.
It's
It's a bad bit.
no.
But it's a great picture to have on your social media if Paul Pierce is just having dinner alone with the trophy.
He's not alone. He's with the trophy. The trophy has a little bib on it, you know?
If the trophy's wearing like a little bib or like a little like tie, that's
Yeah.
cute. I'm back in.
You're back in?
Little
Okay.
hat on it, that's cute.
I don't want to do a reappraisal of Paul Pierce's career.
Little failing the glasses with the mustache. That's a good bit.
Paul Pierce, Mike Ryan is rabid.
He's like dangerous Mario Ellie.
Come on,
know,
Mike.
let's-
These things are disrespectful.
Mike, I think you should go on the Truth
this
Lounge
is
and
disrespectful.
say these things to his face.
You
We
would
can
never.
call it uncomfortable
You would
truths.
never.
You're overrated.
No, you would
You're
never.
overrated. Your franchise has built its entire prestige based off an era where players had socks with belts on them. I'm not going to do that bit again. It's a tired bit, Paul, to say something repeatedly, and maybe you don't find the truth in it.
Larry O'Brien trophy with socks with belts on it.
Yeah.
At the table.
Just one sock though, because he can only wear one.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
all the
And,
way
and a
up.
little hat.
And a little hat on the head, the ball.
The part of this that is funniest to me is that Mike Ryan's boyhood rage. These fires.
No, don't sell me short. I was a grown-ass man when I hated him. I have a child now. I'm almost 40. I hate that guy. He sucks.
Just absolute, what do they call it? Malfeasance?
You embarrassed me.
You embarrass me right now.
What?
I'm gonna go see this guy. He's gonna say, "Hey,
Good.
man, after I got on
We're
there, your boy
entering
just
into
went crazy."
business.
He's got enough people blowing smoke. Maybe that's the name of his next podcast. There's all the smoke and then just blowing smoke.
Here is the best part of all that. I cannot wait until that that Ray Allen stuff ends up cooking and Amin's wearing that wrinkled
Oh,
shirt.
come on, damn it! Come on, Dan. The show's over. Why are you bringing up old? They're gonna be like, there's hard times. Amin, he's wearing something from the
Used to be so fresh. What happened to him?
The best part about this is I'm not even wearing shoes. I wore slides
It's
today.
The old David Sampson.
Mailed it in today. What's wrong with you?
He's wearing like chanclones. He's wearing like some sort. Look, he's like Canadian. He's got socks and flip flops.
Holy that's a lazy outfit.
Sweats on.
It's unbelievable.
Abuelo?
Didn't
Got a little
even
gut.
iron the shirt. Put on sandals with socks.
I just didn't feel necessary to have hard bottom shoes today. And by hard bottom, I mean like
I've been unfair because I didn't listen to the interview, but I doubt you guys talked about how Whitey Skoog has 3 more championships.